split the shit out of my lip, and that's it, bro. Like, it literally split my lip, and anything else around my face, bro, it's never been split open.
Yeah,
I literally will swell up like fucking a baseball.
I got cuts on the bottom of my chin, on my cheek, on my eyebrow, on the side of my head, on the back of my head. I cut, bro.
The only time I got cut was like when I got hit by the car, but that's on my head. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but my face,
I got
nothing.
fucking, my face just cuts, bro. Even at
Nah, but you make a great point though, because you do have a way skinnier face than mine, bro.
And the cheekbone's the sharpest bone in the body, followed by the eyebrow, and those are all the spots that I've been.
Hey, it's because I be bobbing and weaving, dog.
I got headbutted in soccer a couple of times, to be honest.
I be hitting them with that Mayweather.
So, Kamala Kirk got the win in the 5th fight. Let's roll back real quick. And, this is an unfortunate one. In the 6th fight, we have Francisco Trinaldo versus Musalim versus Salikov. And Salikov is one of those dudes that he's a beast, man. He fucking came out there in round 3 with missing part of his vision because he got poked by Trinaldo.
Damn.
And, he went out there and beat the shit out of him still. And, he complained about one that he thought was an eye poke, but he actually got socked in the, like this. And it was the thumb that hit him, but it was like...
The knuckle thumb.
It was a fist motion. It wasn't the tip of the thumb. It wasn't a poke.
It was like just...
And it was a weird way that he hit him because it literally you could see it in the replay, dude. It like barely nicked the corner.
It's like a perfect...
It was crazy, man.
Imitation of a finger.
What's cool is Hamzat Chimaev actually showed us that, a lot of the fighters like to punch with these big knuckles, but they have padding. So he was hitting people with these. He was fucking slamming that shit into the side of people's face until it bled. And then he would go back to the regular knuckles. That fool's a savage, homie.
Yeah, that fool's on some
some
nutty shit.
Yeah, so Trinaldo ended up losing that one in a decision. I scored it for Salikov. It is what it is, man. Some of these older fighters, like, this was Trinaldo's 33rd fight, 34th fight. Like, dude, you're gonna have to understand your time's at an end soon. Especially in these higher weight classes. That's middleweight,
Who did I pick?
We both picked you picked Trinaldo, I picked Salikov.
Fucking shit.
We'll tally it up right now. So you have...
But I didn't even know nothing about that shit, I remember.
Yeah, we had to look that one up.
Yeah.
It's
still way with his ass.
2 out of 5. 3 out of 5 for me.
I thought he'd learn after 7 fights, losing 7 fights.
So you have 3 out of 6 right now. I have 4 out of 12 fights total, I believe. Yeah, 12 fights. Now what did I say? You have 3? 4?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So 7th fight, Tanner Boser. This was Alex's pick, so we're tied up now. Elir Latifi versus Tanner Boser. And this one, I actually was real disappointed in Tanner Boser's performance. He looked really sluggish out there. He looked like he was having trouble getting started. Elir Latifi, he came out and he just wrestled his way to victory in round 1. Round 2, he almost got knocked out though. Like, it was close. And then, if you were one that was judging, you might have even considered a 10-8 round. Like, it was close. I didn't give him a 10-8, but it was close. Yeah. And then you have Elir Latifi, who came out and wrestled his way to round 3, who, this dude is a Olympic medalist, like, not for us.
Wrestler?
But, yeah, he's like a Swedish wrestler.
Oh, okay.
So how them thick boys over there do it. But, yeah, it was a pretty good fight. I was just disappointed because Tanner Boser, he could definitely do better. He's looked like he was just afraid to let his hands go because of the wrestling. But,
hey. But yet again, that's why you're in the MMA, in the UFC, doing MMA. I mean,
it was just interesting because if he were to start cracking like he did in round 2, if he did that at any point in round 1, it would have scared Elir from trying to wrestle the way that he was able to in round 1. Then he would have had the energy in round 3. You know what I mean? Like, you got to let your hands go and let these wrestlers know you're in there. If they feel comfortable shooting in on you, they're gonna keep doing it until you're tired.
Yeah, you gotta switch something up.
Look, man, I was a wrestler, and one thing that they break into your system is you don't get to be tired. You're not tired until the other guy's tired. And then when he's tired and you beat him, then you could come and be done and then tell me you're tired. Like, we would run with 6 heaters on, sweaters, Like, it didn't matter, dude. We'd run up
'cause
hills.
that wrestling shit,
drag
bro.
your knuckles when you're running up it, man.
The wrestling shit, when you're there, it's like all sprint. You're not actually sprinting, but everything you do is like a sprint.
It's high intensity for
You know what I'm saying? You got
6 minutes at a time, man.
Like at full strength.
It's crazy, man. And then it's also a team sport, so you got to be active in cheering on your teammates after you're done competing too. So it's like, it's a draining sport. Wrestling was one of the best times I had in high school, though. So if you have a kid and you're considering putting them in a sport, and you know they're around that 3, 4 or 5 year old range, there's wrestling programs out there that'll take them.
Get them going.
So get it started. Get them in jiu-jitsu. Get them in something, man. It's the perfect age. My son's 4. Was 4 when he started jiu-jitsu. He's almost 6 now. So
get it.
You know, you're never too young to start. You're never too old to start. Get in there, take your kid, have a good time. Getting into the main card now. It was actually pretty interesting because Montana De La Rosa and Ariana Lipski ended up getting pulled up to the main card. And it was terrible to watch such a beautiful woman get her face split open so many times. She's bleeding in like 3 different spots, man. Round 1, Montana De La Rosa, she figured out that she was just way stronger than her. She manhandled her the whole time. Round 2, she started laying elbows on her on the ground. And Montana De La Rosa is probably one of the best female wrestlers out there right now. So watch out for her on her come up.
She better watch her back after beating my wife up like that. It's like
yeah, there's a lot of people that probably feel that same way, man.
I'm just fucking with you.
I'm just proud of Ariana Lipski for not freaking out and acting like her beautiful face was more important. You know, that was really impressive to see because we just saw it happen with what's her face over in Bellator, Valerie Loretta. You know, she got into a little bit of deep waters and she started to, you know, she kind of gave up because she didn't want to get too lumped up. You know, a lot of these women that are making money on the internet, you know, like, shout out to them. No, you know, not trying to talk down on them at all, but at the same time, are you a fighter or are you an Instagram model? You a fighter or are you on OnlyFans? You can do it all, but just understand you're going to not be beautiful by the end of fighting. So get it figured out. Not all of you could be Joanna Jędrzejczyk, who's an absolute top 3 level athlete in the world at the whole entire point of her career that can defend herself.
It shit makes no
everyone.
sense how her fucking head was that big after that fight, though.
It's impressive that they didn't have to cut her forehead open to drain it.
Something.
She's made of something else, bro. So the 9th fight of the night, second fight on the main card, Dusko Todorovic versus Gregory Rodriguez. I actually scored this one for Todorovic. A lot of people are going to be mad to hear that, but you know, when you hold someone down for 3 rounds, whether you do something or not with it, you win the fight. Just because they land more punches, they're in a position that they're being inferior. If I'm on top of you, your punch from the ground to my ribs don't mean shit. I'll take 1,000 of those, and my 4 elbows to your forehead in that round did a lot more damage. So
yeah, because most of the time they cut.
Well, and they fucking hurt. When you get hit in the forehead with a fucking elbow and then your head bounces off the floor, like, it don't feel good, man. I don't understand how some of these... This is where I get mad at the judges, because this is one of those ones where it's, like, very clear that something needs to be taught to these guys. If you don't understand what's going on the ground, then let me put you there and you can feel it, and then tell me what you think's more effective.
They need to just fucking make like Joe Rogan and ex-fighters fucking referees.
Oh, I think the judges are going to become ex-fighters very soon. You know, I don't think... Because we're having a lot of lucid fighters retire. A lot of fighters that aren't completely damaged retire. A lot of people that aren't really training anymore and have these ties to these guys that aren't really fighting anymore, you know? So I think once you have whole camps that are done fighting, then you'll have that, because I think they're worried about favoritism with fighters and relationships. But if you love this sport, you would care about the integrity more. So, and to be completely honest, I don't want my friend scoring a fight for me if he's just going to score it because he's my friend. If I won the fucking fight, tell me I won the fight. If I lost, tell me I fucking lost. You're not doing me any favors. Yeah, I might get another $500,000 on my paycheck, but I don't know that I'm actually not improving in my life. I'm not improving with the things I'm doing in my.
And these guys are hardcore like that, bro. Come on, bro. They literally fight each other to better each other.
For real. I mean,
so like, I think they can manage that shit.
Yeah, that was one that we ended up getting wrong in our pick. We both picked him, That might have had a little influence on my scoring. I don't think it did, but some people might say it did. So Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Miguel Beza. And this is just disappointing. I got really irritated with seeing people say that this was the fucking fight of the year possibly and all that other bullshit. It really wasn't, man. It was a good fight. It wasn't as back and forth as they said it was. Santiago Ponzinibbio, I expected so much more from this dude. He hasn't won a fight in 2 years and fucking goes in there and fucking basically just lets dude tee off on him for fucking 10 minutes of the 15 minutes. So if you want to call that fight of the year, go ahead and do it, but I don't think we've had fight of the year yet. So they scored this one for Ponzinibbio. I scored it for Beza. Terrible to see someone not get a win when they should have.
Yeah, because on all the fucking plays and all the highlights, his face was all beat up.
Yeah, that happened in round 1, dude.
And then the other dude's face was just like.
And Ponzinibbio was bleeding at the end of round 1, bro. It really wasn't the fight that I was seeing people make it on Instagram this weekend, dude. And not saying it wasn't a good fight. It was. It really was a good fight, but it was not a fight of the year contender by any means. Like, it's honestly sad that this is the fight that we're talking about right now is fight of the year, because that just means we haven't had good fights yet. Like, that's depressing if that's what you guys think is fight of the year so far.
Yeah, people just fucking explode off of pure emotion.
I think so. I think recency bias.
Everybody be acting like fucking that lame ass Paul brother guy. What's his name?
Logan, Jake, which one?
Jake. That's the annoying one. Logan's
I respect Logan.
Yeah. He's the one that just fought Mayweather, right?
Yeah, we'll get into that after we finish this card. We only got like 2-3 more fights after this one. So Roman Dolizade versus Staropoli. Laureano Staropoli. And, I thought he was Italian. Dude's Argentinian. Little off.
No.
A little bit. Geographically a little bit off. A couple miles. Maybe a couple thousand, but whatever.
Right.
Dolizade, I picked this dude. When I looked at his background, I saw he was just a little bit more stocky, which made me think he was a wrestler. I was right.
Mm-hmm.
He held him down, beat the crap out of him for 3 rounds.
Nice.
Staropoli, didn't really look like he was ready for this spot, When you get 1, 2, 3 in each round like that, like it makes me question if you're ready for the spotlight.
And this wasn't too bright.
This wasn't even like a huge spotlight because it was at the Apex, and we don't even have fans at the Apex this year.
Damn.
The rest of the year, no fans at Apex. At the pay-per-views, we have fans.
Oh yeah,
but not at the Apex. So it's like, if you can't handle that, if you're not ready to show up on those nights, then maybe you just aren't ready for the UFC.
Some people thrive off of that, the fans, though.
Yeah, that could be true. He might have just been at a disadvantage because he didn't have the fans.
Nobody's yelling at me.
Right? Might have been all surprised.
Like, now all I hear is my coach.
Right?
Like, fuck.
Somebody shut that fool up.
You're not doing anything we trained on.
I know, it's hard. What was funny is, talking about that, is Poirier, when he fought Khabib, when he came back, and he's like, man, I can't get that dude off of me. And he's like, well, then do something. He's like, he's fucking good, dude. Like,
I can't do shit.
Poirier literally told his coach, like, dude, I'm fucking out here trying, man. That guy's like a wet fucking blanket. I can't get him off of me.
Wow.
Yeah. And for someone who's a legit black belt to say, man, I can't, like, he stuck to me like fucking glue, bro.
That he wrestled animals of nature.
Right.
Come on, guys.
Hey, all you need to beat Khabib.
Who's Mowgli when you got Khabib, homie?
Hey, all you need to beat Khabib is anything except a bear. He will not hurt any other animal. He will not wrestle any other animal.
Right.
If you see videos of him, he won't fuck with cats. He won't fuck with anything except bears. He's comfortable around bears.
Yeah, that's a...
So here's one that's real sad, man. Walt Harris versus Marcin Tybura. Walt Harris again, man. Had him in round 1. One of these refs just need to stop the fight. I'm down to give Walt Harris a win with some controversy. Fuck it.
He deserves it.
Well, he's had 3 of his last 3 fights almost stopped in the first round. And then fucking bullshit. These guys barely move enough for the ref to keep it going. And then they come back and win.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, if Walt Harris thinks he's going to win, gasses himself out trying to punch someone out, and you don't stop it, Like, yeah, he's gonna be tired and then get beat up. What the fuck you guys doing to him? Give him the win.
But then other fights, he poked me in my eye.